Okay, it's Saturday 22nd of April. It's been a very warm spring so far, but apart from the last week and next week, temperatures are due to drop down to sort of -1, -2. So it's almost like February conditions coming back. We've got a front coming down from Iceland on a big northerly. It's gonna cool things right down. At the moment it's probably about 17-18 degrees. It's lovely weather at the moment. It's sunshine. I'm on a park lake of maybe 300 acres inside. It's quite a big park. I've never fished it before. And there's quite a few anglers on here. There's bivvies all around. There's night fishing's allowed on here. You can see here there's a section of buoys here. To the right of that you can't fish, so I'm up against them and I'm fishing out, and I've probably put about a kilo or so of bait across. It's a shallow lake. Springtime, I like, if I'm fishing in March or April, I do like to keep things quite shallow. On some of the deeper lakes, they often don't wake up until May, June time. You'll see the fish cruising around mid-water or near the surface, and you might be able to get one on a zig, but in terms of bottom fishing, it can be very much hit and miss, which is why I've gone for a shallower lake. There's a lot of poisson chat in this one, so I'm interested to see what the hook baits look like later on. I'm going to wind in tonight. I've got one just off the island there, and then two out this way. It's relatively uniform. It's very weedy. Sticked out probably about 100-150 baits over the area. There's a lot of scum. We're in spring, and obviously a lot of the trees are pollinating. So all of the pollen and the blossom is coming down, and it's causing this scum on the surface. And I'm using braid because I'm close to the island. I'm sticking with the Power Pro, and of course this collects on the line. I'm using 5-6 ounce leads just to hold bottom, but as it stands, 2 p.m. no fish. Hopefully I'll have a few before the cold patch hits, and we'll see how things go. Okay, first fish, common of upper 20 proportion. I'm not gonna... Okay, wonderful. So this fish came on an 18mm wafter, shrink wrap bait. The shats don't appear to be active. There's no marks on the boilies. But anyway, great start. Upper 20 common. Lovely. Bonjour. Félicitations. Okay, it's 11 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Winds picked up a very, very strong force 5 northerly. So fortunately I managed to get the rods into position before it happened. Anyway, I'm going to get all of this stuff sorted. We're in a real mess here at the moment because of this morning's action and a few problems with the camera. Trying to get the batteries to work. I've got it working now. I've been back to the car. I've used 10 kilos of bait so far, and I've been spraying it around all over. So I'm on to the second bag of bait using 18mm live system baits. As I said earlier, the poisson chat aren't active, so I am wrapping my baits, but I'm not having any marks at all. So the only thing, hopefully the only thing out there that's eating it is the carp. Getting dark, small common, upper double, or mid double. Okay, getting dark on Sunday evening. Seems to be early morning or on dusk. We've got a mirror here, about mid-30. Yeah, low to mid-30. Okay, there we go. Excellent. There's fish. I'm having them all on wafters, 18mm wafters. Again, this fish came off the island where I put about 12 kilos of bait, so they're properly on the bait, so we get a bigger one. Okay, it's Monday lunchtime. It's been so windy, it's been very difficult to do any sort of talking. But anyway, it's very hot today. It's going to get cooler. It's going to get much cooler tomorrow. It's about 18 degrees today. And I've had 7 now. Most of them I haven't bothered filming because they're just like this. Tiny little things. This is about 7 or 8 pounds. Came off the island rod, live system wafter over about probably 53 offerings. That's bitten back. Let's go and get your mother. Okay, it's just getting dark as per usual, right on bite time. Got a nice common. I'm going to give it about 30. There we are, in the evening sunshine. Took a 18mm live system pop up. Small one, mirror of mid-20 proportion. There we go. My God, it's absolutely hammering it down. Temperature's dropped from 18 degrees down to 7. There we go. Okay, just getting dark. I've not weighed it yet. It's over 40. Probably about 42. Look at that. Beautiful. That's better. Look at that. Okay. Excellent. Okay, Wednesday lunchtime, moved lakes, 15 to 20 carp at the last place, loads of carp, but unfortunately an enduro is starting. By all accounts, this lake that I'm fishing, I've had loads of action but nothing very big, so I've changed tack. I'm on a lake here. To be honest, it's not that nice to look at. It's pretty round. I guess it must be about 15-20 acres. No, maybe a bit more than that. Yeah, maybe must be about 30, maybe 30 acres. Yeah, pretty barren. You can kind of tell, gives the game away where you've got flipping great power station right next to it. So yeah, hopefully the carp won't have 3 eyes. but I'm going to give it a couple of nights. Rumour has it, a Dutch mate of mine caught quite a big one out of here, and rumour has it that it's got very few carp, but the carp that are in here are of a very good average size. So I've got 2 rods there. These are just fished out into open water. It's a very undulating bottom here, but it's very clean. It varies from there's a bar there which someone's put a stick on, just with a lead about. It's very gravelly, but it comes right up there and then down the other side. I'll zoom in on that in a minute, but it's varying from between sort of 2-3 foot, and the most I've found around here is probably about 15-20 foot. So the 2 rods are there, and then round to the right I've just put the rods out. I've got one rod that's out towards that willow on the far bank, there, and again I've had a little lead about underneath it. It's probably about 6-7 foot deep, and nice and clean bottom. So the rod's gone under that, and then this is the banker rod. I've just put a load of bait in, so I'm not going to be getting a take anytime too soon. But this rod here is fished around to the right. I'm about a rod length off the snags, but undoubtedly the carp spend time in these snags in the right. So that rod is fished with 30 kilo Power Pro and 60 pound quarter hook length, size 2 101, and 3 little tiger nuts. If any of the rods are going to go, I would put money on it being this rod. It's all locked up. I'm probably going to be giving it about a metre or 2 a line. It's likely to kite round to the right, but doesn't appear to be too much of a problem as long as I can keep it away from the snags. There's a couple of branches in the water on the right hand side there, but I can't see them being a problem. I can wade along to there. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Can't believe it. Rod's only been out a couple of hours over the pre-baited particle. Got about a 2 pound crucian on. I ain't caught a crucian for years, that sort of size. Anyway, let's unhook him and put him back. Okay, it's just getting dark. I'm not massively happy, to be honest with you. A French team of 3 arrived after work. They pulled up over on the road bank there, and they put out probably about 20 kilos of particle from what I could see. It's very difficult to compete when you've got locals. I've seen it before in other places. At the end of the day, it's their water, can't blame them, but it's very difficult to compete against. I'm still most confident. By the way, I've got the boat out because I saw French guys got their boat out. Why the hell not? These 2 have been put out on the bait boat. Oh, losing focus there. These 2 have been put out on the bait boat. I'm going to leave them. Ideally, I could have taken the boat out and had a bit of a lead about and find one of these shallow plateaus there are out there, but c'est la vie. So coming round here, so the crucian came on the banker corner rod. It's a bit disappointing, well, it's very disappointing in fact, to have a crucian after putting in so much particle. You can never underestimate how much these small fish can eat. I think the small fish are just eating all the bait. Anyway, I've put it back out using the main boat, and fingers crossed it'll rattle off with a carp next time. But I'm sticking with the tigers on that rod. If we have any more crucian or bream, then we'll have to resort to boilies. Okay, it's first light on Thursday morning. as expected, I got a take this morning on the snag rod. I had that crucian last night and it was bleeping about this morning, and I hit it, the lead hadn't ejected, there was nothing there. I'm assuming it was a bream or another crucian or something. It was bleeping about a little bit more aggressively than the crucian was yesterday, but I'm sure if it was a carp it would have ejected the lead. So I've changed to boilies on that rod. That was on tigers, so I basically got a big bucket of peanuts and tigers starting to release the sugars when they've been in the bucket for over a week, because I cooked them a few days before we came out here. So yeah, bleeping about, hit it, nothing there. I can only assume hook point was very sharp still. I can only assume that kind of very small swirl came up as well in the area, which would suggest perhaps it was another one of those crucians or bream or something. And there was a couple of little splashes during the night, and I had a couple of bleeps on that rod, so the fish were very active over it. So I've put a little bit more particle in, but I've also topped it up by probably about 60 boilies, and then put an 18mm wafter over the top. I think I'm going to blank here, to be honest. I just got that feeling. One or two nights left, we'll see. Okay, 2 nights at this place. We've got quite a severe, well, I say severe, no, we've got a frost. There's ice on the boat there. Yeah, so it probably went down to about -1 last night, and it's clear. Sun's just making its way through. Yeah, I've not seen a carp. I've not really got close, to be honest. Just a couple of crucian on this rod over here, which is fishing against the snags. Had an occurrence on it last night. Pulled the swinger. It pulled the swinger out of the clip. Just a little sharp tug. I think it was a line bite. There he is. Highlight of my day was putting the dragonfly larva on the bramble. Lo and behold, the dragonfly hatched. Hopefully he didn't die in the frost last night. Looks like he's still alive, but he's going to need a good few hours to warm up, I'd have thought, today. Okay, it's just getting dark on Friday, so I've been out here 6 nights already. It's my final night. I'm on my way home. I've just stopped in on this canal in central France to give it a go. There's a few anglers on. There's 3 sets of Dutch lads on further up, and by all accounts I had a quick chat with one of them. They've been feeding a few areas, moving between them, but they haven't managed to locate the carp yet. There's a few areas of worn ground as well, so there's obviously been quite a few people this spring already. We're in late April. Oh, it's raining, could you believe it? So anyway, I found an area, I'm probably about 500 metres up from, don't know if you can just about make out the distance to the sluice gate. This is a very snaggy area. The far tree line, or the far margin should I say, is full of hawthorn bushes. You've got a few elders in there as well, hazelnuts as we go down. Testing my knowledge of trees now. There's a few oak, and the big ones are poplars, as I can make out. Poplars, and then sallow trees, which is a sort of willow. Anyway, lovely margin. I think I've seen a carp splash. Oh, there's a little bit of a current on here. I'm not going to be getting in there. I don't know why I'm jumping at that. I've just put 3 kilos of tuna bait in. We're now on a stretch of canal where there's no problems from poisson chien or nuisance species. So tuna is the one for here, I reckon. I do prefer a fish meal, I've got to be honest, but France these days, I've been reverting to live system, and it's worked very well for me, purely on the basis that less catfish and less poisson chien and less nuisance species and less crayfish go for the live system over the tuna. They'd much rather a fish meal, which is why live system's been the one. But since we're on a canal stretch where there shouldn't be any of those sorts of species, we're going to go with tuna. So I've put 3 kilos in, liberally spread over an area of about 100 metres, and I've just put 4 rods out. Right, over and out for the evening. It's about 8 degrees now. It's dropping down over the night to about 1 degree, but it doesn't feel anywhere near as cool as it did last night. So here is the result of last night's fishing. Small mirror. This side, on this side, is actually a bit nicer. Small mirror, probably, I'd say it's probably just about £20. Just carrying a little bit of spawn. Excellent. Just very quickly show you the other side. Yes, I think it's got to be £20. There we are. Excellent. Right, let's see if we can catch one from another stretch. Small common. Okay. Lovely. Excellent. I just scraped £20. Beautiful. See if we can get another one. Whoa. Okay, looks like we've finally located them. I say finally, we've only been here one night. But this is where I probably put 3-4 kilos in last night of tuna. And this is the second bite. Very similar size to the first one. Gorgeous orange, this is beautiful. What a lovely carp. Absolutely lovely small carp. No, it's probably not quite as big. incredible fight that was. I was just filming the rat on the far side and it took off. This was much stronger fish than the others. It's got a real big tail. It's got a huge mouth. I'm just going to show you the size of that mouth. That's a huge mouth. Okay. So this fish went 29. Thought I'd weigh it. Again, I thought it was bigger than 29, but excellent. 3 fish this morning over the pre-bait. See if there's a big one out there. I can't believe the size of that mouth. It's the mouth of a 40-pounder. There we are. Excellent. Right, I've got 2 hours to go before I've got to leave.